Welcome. In this video, Piper and I are going to demonstrate one of my favorite drills that we quite often do while out for our walks. It's another drill that I prescribe for all of my dog training clients because it's got a lot of bang for its buck. So I call this a loose leash walking drill. There's a number of different things we're doing here. The ultimate goal is to have a loose leash throughout the entire drill. Now notice that I'm walking in different directions. There's going to be inward turns. There's going to be some backwards walking. Have the dog come and move in your direction and then change to a forward walk. Again, an inward turn. Piper's job here is to pay attention to the direction that I'm going and then move back to the point where she's walking along my side nicely. She doesn't have to be, in a contact or focused heel. All I care about in this drill is that she's responding to my change of directions without verbal commands, without luring her with food, simply by just moving in a different direction, and then she follows me, and then continuing through that process. Now, as we go along, I can make it more difficult for her. We can add in some obedience drills. Every once in a while, we'll toss in maybe a sit or a down or a spin or something like that just to make it a little bit more interesting. Piper, there's a rabbit over in the field. You can see every once in a while Piper gets distracted as we get closer to the camera. Here I provide her with a little piece of food just for a variable reward as we go along on the drill. And then I ask for a sit. As soon as she sits, then we get to move again and repeat the process with a reward. So notice that there's really no structure in this drill other than, all I want her to do is follow me. So what I recommend with this drill is, especially if you're early on and learning this and your dog, pulls on the leash and that type of stuff, you do this for a few minutes in your house, a couple times a day. You can start on your leash, and once your dog is doing really well, then eventually you can remove the leash. Then we move outside, we put the leash back on the dog, and we repeat the process until the dog is doing really well in your backyard, and then we continue out into the community on leash, and then develop it to the point where, the leash is loose predominantly throughout the entire drill. And then when you have the opportunity to find some off-leash areas, you can continue with this drill off-leash and then really challenge the dog over time. So notice here I'm doing a little bit of luring, adding in some obedience, and then getting Piper to have a little bit of fun chasing the food that I'm providing her. So there's a lot of different things in this drill. I hope that this provides you a little bit of insight and something you can do either before your walks or during your walks, and it'll lead to some nice loose leash walking over time. Till next time, happy training.